Hey, welcome back to Shakesyear. We are still working on Henry VI Part 2, but today we are all the way in Act 4, Scene 7. Yesterday we were in Act 4, Scene 1. So some things that we need to catch you up on, because Act 4 turns into sort of the story of Jack Cade, who Jack Cade looks very much like Mortimer did, and the Duke of York has sort of set Jack Cade up to see how the people will react to somebody of the line of Lancaster wanting to take the throne, so that York can then gauge whether or not he will have the people's support when he asserts his claim that he should be on the throne. So in 4-2 we get to meet Jack Cade, and he has a bunch of like commoners around him, and he's like, I have the legit claim to the throne, so follow me. And the people basically decide that they'll follow him. And then there's a little bit of a skirmish in Act 4, Scene 3, wherein I think it's Stafford and his brother get killed, whatever, but the people are behind Jack Cade, and they're marching on London. So this is a bunch of Londoners marching on London to try to take the throne. And then in Act 4, Scene 4, we get Queen Margaret with the head of Suffolk. As happens, she's just like carrying around his head because he was killed by pirates before, if you remember, and the head was sent to prove that he is dead. So she's walking around with the head, like mourning her dead lover in front of her husband, like, oh my God, where's the rest of his body? I wish I had it. And she's like snuggling with the head. Meanwhile, the king is like, yeah, if that was me that died, you wouldn't be mourning like that. And she's like, no, I would die with you. It's like, yeah, we buy that. But then a messenger comes in to let them know that this whole Jack Cade thing is happening, and suggests that the king and queen retreat, which they do, but Lord Say stays behind to like be in the castle and keep an eye on things, whatever, while stuff is happening. And in Act 4, Scene 5, we're back on Cade's side of things, and Cade is like, haha, we've won. I am now the king, the rightful king, and everybody needs to call me Lord Mortimer, and anybody who doesn't is gonna get it. And a messenger comes running in like, Jack Cade, and they're like, kill him. So they do, because poor guy hadn't gotten the memo yet. And they're like, let's burn the tower to the ground, and let's burn London Bridge to the ground. And there's more of that in 4-6. They're very short scenes, whatever. So basically, Jack Cade is leading this revolt. Oh, and in 4-6, they capture Lord Say. So in 4-7, they bring Lord Say in front of Jack Cade, and Jack Cade is now like, you know, laying down the law, but he's laying down like crazy laws. Like earlier in the scene when he was saying what he was gonna do for all the people, he's like, yeah, and I'll make sure that there's no money and people will just get to eat, and I'll just feed them, and I'll just clothe them and stuff like that. So he's not necessarily gonna be the best leader, presuming that he gets to go ahead and do the things that he's gonna do. So now in 4-7, he's got people around him, and he's starting to, you know, like lay down the law and as he sees it should be. And then they bring in Lord Say, thinking that he actually has more power than he does. And they're like, look, we captured this dude. We captured Lord Say, who did all those terrible, terrible things. And Jack Cade says, well, he shall be beheaded for it 10 times. Ah, thou Say, thou surge, nay, thou buckram, lord, now art thou within point blank of our jurisdiction regal. What canst thou answer to my majesty for giving up of Normandy unto Monsieur Basimoucou, the Dauphin of France? Be it known unto thee by these presents, even the presence of Lord Mortimer, that I am the besom that must sweep the court clean of such filth as thou art. Thou hast most traitorously corrupted the youth of the realm in erecting a grammar school. And whereas before our forefathers had no books but the score and the tally, thou hast caused printing to be used. And, contrary to the king, his crown and dignity, thou hast built a paper mill. It will be proved to thy face that thou hast men about thee that usually talk of a noun and a verb and such abominable words as no Christian ear can endure to hear. Thou hast appointed justices of peace to call poor men before them about matters they were not able to answer. Moreover, thou hast put them in prison, and because they could not read, thou hast hanged them, when, indeed, only for that cause they have been most worthy to live. Thou dost ride in a footcloth, dost thou not? And Say replies that yes, he does. And he's like, haha, you shouldn't be putting cloth on your horse, you should be putting cloth on people. Whatever. So he's basically kind of backwards in what he is blaming Say for, like, how dare you erect a school. But he's not saying it facetiously, he's saying it in earnest. He thinks that these are bad things and that Say should therefore be punished. And tomorrow we get to hear from Say's rebuttal. Actually, we get to hear Say's rebuttal, not from Say's rebuttal. We get to hear Say's rebuttal to these charges that he's a terrible person who prints books and things. Anyway, yeah, I'll see you tomorrow for more. Mwah.